You guys were able to force 17 turnovers and get out and score 36 fast break points off that. What did you guys see from your defense?
Active hands, good in our rotation, making sure that we were cycling together, shifting and cycling. Everyone, I think, knew their role and did what they needed to do. We knew it was going to take a team effort, having to put two on the ball because in pick and roll, they shoot a lot of threes and they're really good at it. And then in the first game, they did a good job of making shots early against us. So it was a big point of emphasis to try to get out to those shooters, run them off the line. So we knew that was going to take multiple efforts, cycling. I think with our high hands, active hands, that allowed us to, in a sense, speed them up, cause a little bit of chaos, create turnovers, and get some easy ones.
Nickeil, I know we spoke to you on Wednesday after practice just about that Washington game. Just wondering, what is it like to get this win after a game like that? I know you kind of watched that game, but just what is it like to get that kind of win against this good team?
Just kind of like remembering it's the NBA, like things come by really fast. Like life, I have a friend that says like life comes at you fast. I guess his go-to slogan, and it's really true. I think when you look at it, you have a game like Washington tonight. You have 38 assists. Guys are making shots, getting some stops, running out, playing to our strengths, being ourselves, and it's just about you know how can we consistently put our best foot forward. Not getting tired with the results of we created a lead. Now let's take our foot off the gas. No, like that's where the great teams apply pressure and 10 turns to 15 and next thing you know you're just out the game. And I think that's our step is focusing and putting together 48 minutes that allows us to do
Point Jalen was kind of running the show the last 4 minutes, but you were the one setting the screen for him. You have you set this many screens before?
I don't think like I've really been the roller in the pick and roll, but in this situation, I think our versatility allows us to create rotations and to create, I guess, advantages where, a smart guy on me, JJ's ability to handle and the way he's been passing, honestly, he's been amazing since Trey's been out. And just the small things that he does for us, sees the floor. It's all simple, not getting sped up. Like he's been doing amazing in that. And I think the more we can continue to stay at that, the better.
As a defender, you have to go over one thing that you're trying to do for one bit coach.
Now it's just about staying into the ball. In the second quarter to start, I was terrible defensively. They had a bunch of straight line drives, and then I was able to get my legs back under me, and I kind of locked back in, threw back in, and I was a little bit better. But the mentality in that and pick and rolls and all those things is, each possession you gotta just show up, do your job, execute the coverage, trust that everyone behind me is gonna execute said coverage. And so that's just my mentality going into those possessions.
Question poorly. I meant like on the offensive end. One thing that you really want to do, setting the screen, or one thing you really want to do, or one piece of advice you.
Definitely setting on an angle, you know, forcing the mismatch, forcing the switch. You don't want them to stare you out of a switch. So I think forcing the switch, being strong, getting a good hit, clean hit, and then either rolling or separating to create an advantage. I think, the thing that I'm most proud about myself is answering the call to each game. You know, it's about how can I my whole life I've been focused on consistency. How can I find consistency? And for me, I think the approach and the mental discipline that I've taken, and I want to credit to like outside of just myself, like credit to my circle, uh, Nem, Nate, my life at home, Matt. Like when I'm at home, I've been able to learn how to just be at home and not make it about basketball. And when I'm here, I've learned to be present in the moment and do my job and what is needed of me. And I think separating the two has allowed me to be the best version of myself in answering said call. And then my daily preparation stems from bigger than the numbers, who I want to be, who I want my son to see in his father and as a player. And that's my main focus. How can I lead, be better, show up, and then everything else will fall into place if I do the right thing because that's what's gotten me here.
Yo, I know usually after a foul, you like to go and have a conversation with the ref. For you, is it more about trying to see what they see or what you've seen from the player? Is it kind of both?
A little bit of both. You know, I feel like every ref they blow their whistle when they feel like they need to, or they feel like they've seen something that was worthy of calling. And to me, sometimes angles, positioning, guys are really good at drawing fouls. Sometimes if I disagree with the call, I'll tell them, hey, look out for X, Y, and Z. Just because I think in certain situations, guys can be really good at manipulating the defense, using their bodies to where it can look like I may have reached and thrown him off his path or whatever the case may be. So, honestly, it's just about communicating. Sometimes guys are really good at drawing those fouls. And I'm like, I can see why, but you got to look out for this and, just having that talk. Thank you. Have a good night.